Let's unpack this. Today, we're diving deep into the really fascinating world of home coffee roasting.
Hmm.
And we've got a specific mission, helping you craft, well, maybe the ideal roast profile for a pretty special bean.
Ah, the Ethiopia Guji Shakiso Sawana. Great choice.
Exactly. And we're talking about using the fresh roast SR800, which is, super popular for home use.
Right.
Our goal here is to really pull out the key insights from the sources, sort of a shortcut to getting properly informed.
Yeah, and that SR800, it's interesting because it's a fluid bed roaster. It uses hot air convection, basically.
Which gives you more capacity and control compared to some other home methods, right?
Definitely. Higher capacity, yeah, and pretty fine grain control once you get the hang of it.
And these Gucci beans, they're famous for being what? Bright floral?
Oh, yeah. Very bright, often floral, sometimes quite tea-like. You get notes like citrus, bergamot, jasmine,
Yeah.
really delicate.
And I've heard if they're natural processed, you can get like blueberry and chocolate.
Spot on. Distinct blueberry is classic for Gucci Naturals, often with deeper chocolate notes and a syrupy body, medium to heavy.
Wow. Okay. So how do we actually roast to make sure we, honor those amazing flavors? How do we make them pop in the cup?
Well, it really comes down to tailoring that roast. You want to preserve those delicate origin characteristics.
And the SR800's convection heat helps with that.
It does, yeah. That hot airflow, it tends to produce a very clean roast. Lets the bean's own flavor really shine through without too much roastiness if you handle it right.
And capacity-wise on the SR800, what are we looking at for consistency?
You can technically roast maybe 140 up to 250 grams. But honestly, most people find the sweet spot is around, say, 225 grams.
Mm.
Give you a good batch size without losing control over the roast.
Okay, so for this Guji, with its brightness and florals, what roast level should you aim for? Why is that level so important?
Right. For a bean like this Ethiopian, you're definitely aiming lighter. We're talking finishing the roast maybe 15 to 30 seconds after the first crack ends. Not starts, ends.
Ah, okay. That's quick.
It is. And it's crucial because that window lets those inherent qualities, the citrus, the floral, maybe that blueberry come through fully. You're often looking at like a city plus or maybe a full city roast.
So light enough to keep the origin flavors, but developed enough for sweetness.
Exactly. You don't want the roast flavor itself to dominate those beautiful, delicate notes.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Now, I'm really curious about fan speed on these fluid bed roasters. How much does it impact things compared to just turning the heat up or down, especially for a delicate Guji?
Ah, that's a fantastic point. And it's often, well, counterintuitive for people starting out.
How so?
The thing is, adjusting the fan speed, even by just one notch, can sometimes change your bean temperature more dramatically than adjusting the main heat setting.
Really? More than the power setting?
Yeah, especially around critical points like first crack. The airflow directly affects heat transfer to the beans.
Yeah.
For something delicate like a Guji, that fine control using the fan is absolutely key to avoid, blasting away those subtle aromatics.
Okay, wow. And are there any specific tricks for the SR800 with this Ethiopian bean? I've heard they can be dense.
They often are, yeah. And for denser beans, particularly Guji Naturals, a lot of experienced SR800 users find they get better results by ramping up the temperature slowly.
Slowly. Why is that?
It helps ensure the heat penetrates the bean evenly without scorching the outside before the inside is properly roasted. A gentler start, a slower ramp up.
So it's this delicate dance then, managing airflow with the fan, nudging the heat, watching the time. Sounds like you need good notes.
Oh, absolutely essential. If you want to repeat a great roast or figure out why one went wrong, you have to keep records.
What kind of things should you be tracking?
Everything, really. Your starting bean weight, charge temperature for your preheat, every fan and heat adjustment, and when you made it, definitely the time of first crack starting and ending, and your final weight and color.
That data helps avoid problems, I guess, like
Yeah.
scorching, baking.
Exactly. Scorching is when the outside burns because the heat's too aggressive or the beans aren't moving enough, kills those delicate notes. Baking is the opposite. The roast goes too slow, the rate of rise drops too low, and the coffee tastes flat, papery, just dull. Good notes help you diagnose and fix that.
Right. And even if you nailed a roast perfectly, it's not ready to brew straight away, is it? Talk about degassing.
Yes, so important and often missed by beginners. After roasting, the beans release CO2. They need time for that to happen and for the flavors to sort of settle and develop.
How long are we talking?
Generally given 3 to 7 days. Store them in an airtight container, away from light. Patience here makes a huge difference to the final cup. It just tastes so much better, more nuanced.
So if we kind of zoom out, creating a great roast profile for this Ethiopia Guji on your SR800, it really shows how coffee roasting is this blend of like science and art, doesn't it?
It really does. Precision and intuition working together.
And remember, what you heard today for beans like this Ethiopian, sometimes that slower temperature ramp is key.
Mhm. And understanding how fan speed isn't just about airflow, but it's a major heat control tool, especially around first crack. That's crucial.
Plus, taking meticulous notes and, of course, letting those beans rest properly, that degassing time.
Couldn't have said it better.
So the big question for you listening is, as you start playing with these ideas, these techniques, what amazing new flavors are you going to unlock in that next cup you roast?